Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Today on The Real Female Entrepreneurs, we're welcoming a powerhouse who turns burnout into brilliance and breakdown into a beautiful breakthrough. With a blend of boardroom savvy, fashion flair, look at her, she's amazing and gorgeous, and an MBA in organizational happiness. Yes, that's a real thing, and she owns it. That's why she helps women and workplaces thrive from the inside out. As the founder of HAPPIBUZZ and author of Mind Your Confidence, Mind Your Business, she's redefining success as something rooted in authenticity, alignment, and inner joy. Get ready to be inspired to lead with confidence and heart. Help me welcome the amazing and radiant Karina Klaassen. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Angel, for this beautiful introduction. Really appreciate being here today.
You're welcome. You are so amazing. I can't wait to deep dive into you. What exactly happened to bring you to be that entrepreneur you are? Do you mind sharing that with us?
I would say that's a life journey. About 10 years ago, I was working for a company. I had a managerial position, and I had been thinking about starting my own business already for a long time. And then the company went into restructuring. And I thought, this is my chance. But first, I started as an entrepreneur, but not doing the same thing as I'm currently doing. So there, I've grown a lot and I do different things now than when I started as an entrepreneur. But I see that as also like learning to be an entrepreneur, being not successful in my first business and now growing into something that is successful.
Don't you feel that is the way of most entrepreneurs? We we have to learn through the failure.
Absolutely. And we are so, especially I think in where I come from, I'm coming from Europe. And in Netherlands, it's like a shame if you fail. So, and instead of, like in America, it's like, okay, you fail, so you're growing, so you're moving forward. But with us, it's like, "Oh, she failed." It's almost as people are waiting for you to fail. So what I had to learn there was to accept this as an expensive learning lesson. Period.
Okay, I am so glad you brought that up. Expensive learning lesson, because some people think that it's just going to be a willy-nilly learning lesson, and they're not. It's not going to cost them anything. But if it doesn't cost them financially, it's going to cost them other things as well. Am I right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
And
Yeah.
I believe that's where your confidence comes in. So can you connect those two for us if you don't mind?
Yes. Well, if first of all, I'd like to connect failure with confidence.
Yeah.
Because if we fail in something, what happens inside of us? We all have inner voices. And I always say we have this devil on our shoulder, but we also have an angel on our shoulder. And not you, angel, but another one. But, the devil, or so if we call it that way, or let's say the saboteur, it's not whispering, it's shouting at you. So when you made a mistake, it will probably say something like, "Oh, you stupid," or "Oh, you see, you didn't know how to do that. You failed. You will fail again," etc., etc. And that's all triggering into not feeling enough self-worth.
Mhm.
So even if you've had the courage to start, for example, with your business and then it fails, how do you move on?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like seeing this failure as a learning opportunity. And by the way, all the things we go through in life, seeing them as opportunities to grow will help us instead of, having a lower self-esteem, will bring us into more confidence because we realized, okay, I came through that. I passed it. I can do it. And I can do the next thing as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can keep growing and just know you're gonna take those lessons that you learned and bring them forward. Just
Yes.
don't stop.
No, don't stop. And don't be so harsh on yourself. It's okay, have compassion. Because what would we say to a good friend? We would say, you failed, but move on, and I'll take you by the hand, let's have a nice coffee. What do we do with ourselves? We become angry, or we say, you see. And what if we were our own best friend?
Oh, yeah. That's hard though. Don't you find that's hard?
Sometimes, but I learned much better to take distance from what happened. And I always say I'm like a drone. So what I try to do is I go higher, 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 and I look at it and I think, okay, yeah, you made a mistake. How important is that on a world scale? And usually it's not. Fortunately, I'm not a brain surgeon, so let's put that. There are professions where it's really important that you don't make mistakes, but for most of us that doesn't apply, and yet we are so harsh on ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. But even if it isn't a situation, everything is fixable, I believe. Unless
Yeah,
everything is fixable.
yeah, yeah,
Everything in life is.
yeah.
All right. So so I'm gonna ask, what did you do previously to starting your own business? You were in the boardroom, you worked
Yes,
corporately?
yes. I worked in multinational companies as a manager in procurement. So yeah, so I was basically a buyer of what they call indirects. So I had a lot of stakeholders to deal with, and in the beginning, I was so insecure. And people always thought, if something needs to be done, ask Karina because she knows and she's got the stats, she's got it all. But deep inside, I was so insecure and I was always doubting myself. And then at the age around my 34th birthday, I got a burnout. And it
Mm,
was so bad that I actually ended up in a rehabilitation center.
mhm.
But looking back, it was the best thing that could happen to me because from that, I started my personal development journey and I also learned how to set boundaries, something that I didn't know. And that was so necessary, especially I think if you work in multinational companies. There are so many people, there's so much talent. You need to set your boundaries. What are you willing to put up with and what not?
Yep. So I'm gonna take that boundary aspect, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
and bring it into the aspect of balancing being a female entrepreneur with also personal life, family life, and so on. Are boundaries important in that? And do
uh,
you use them?
yes. For me, it was, I would say, the theme of my life until a certain age. I hadn't realized it. And it was after my burnout that I really started working with it. And then even some years afterwards that I realized, I don't have boundaries. And that caused actually the burnout because I had a small child back then. My mom, unfortunately, had cancer at the time that I got my burnout. But I wanted to be there for everybody. And I didn't take care of myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the most important things we all have to balance. It's okay to say no to certain things. Make a deliberate choice to do what you want to do and what you don't want to do. If things are costing you way too much energy, well, maybe it's time to say goodbye to them.
Yeah, so I love the fact that you learned that at such a young age. I'm just learning that.
Okay, I won't say I'm already a professor in it. I have my triggers every now and then as well. But what I also learned is because I talk also in my book a lot about confidence, but actually I want to go one step further. I want to move to self love, unconditional self love.
Mm.
And if you accept yourself with all your flaws, all your limitations, but also with all your strengths, it makes it easier to set boundaries. Because you know what you can do and what you can't do. And you also know, like, okay, but this is really wearing me out. I should be aware of it. And that's an act of self-love.
I never thought of it that way. That self-love is what brings that confidence out.
Yes,
That
yes.
is
But it's so deeply rooted and it's so difficult because, you and I, we were talking about the generation we come from. I don't know about you, Angel, but I never learned to self-love. Never. It was somebody else first. That's why we have such difficulty setting boundaries because we don't know. We didn't know. Nobody taught us how to do it. We had to find out the hard way.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm just doing it. So there you go.
Yeah,
So it just happens. And I mean, as sooner that women who are working, who are entrepreneurs learn that, the easier their life is going to be and the more confidence they're going to get.
completely. And you will be more successful as well.
Yeah.
Because if we divide our time over all those things that we feel we have to do for others, huh, we'll never thrive as an entrepreneur. And there's one sentence I would like to give to the audience as well.
Yeah.
And that helped me so much. And it was when I was in the rehabilitation center, the psychologist asked me, first, Karina, where are your boundaries? And I was like, boundaries, boundaries? I don't know. So I soon learned I was an overperformer. And in order to determine where my boundaries are and to say no to certain things, she learned me one sentence. And the sentence is, must I do this now? And only if you put the emphasis on each word and you say yes, you have to do it now. So it's like, must I do this now? 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 Or must I do this now? Only if you say yes to all five of them, when you put, the emphasis on each word, then you must do them. And otherwise, you can either postpone it or you don't have to do it.
Okay. All I'm going to say is this: everybody needs to take that nugget and write it and put each, as many times as it is, and with each statement, make it bold, that one
Yeah.
word.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
definitely. And it will help so much to determine also for entrepreneurs. Like, should I do this? Well, maybe you don't.
Maybe you don't. So guess what? Don't
Yeah,
do it now.
do it. I know.
Yeah, I love that because that just gives a total clarity on what is the focus you have to be doing to give you the confidence to move forward in that next step. Don't
Yeah.
take on the 100 steps.
No, no. And also practice self-care. Like start your day. Most successful people do so. Start your day with self-care. I get up early. I start with meditation. I do yoga. I do it every day. But that makes me more resilient. That makes me being able to balance and juggle a lot of things because I feel when I get up, I feel excited, to start with my yoga or to do my meditation and then start the day.
Yeah, you might have answered this next question in that previous statement, but I think you could probably add on to that. What advice would you have for women that are trying to grow their business right now? Maybe
Yeah.
they might be struggling.
Yes, well, I think first of all, they need to determine why are you doing what you do? Because
Mhm.
I believe that only if you do it, because you really want to, it's your passion and it's almost your divine mission to do it, you will get enough energy and stamina to do it. The second thing I would say is try at least to put every day 15 minutes aside for you,
Mm.
for self care, to do something that you like, something that you recharges your battery. And I know we're all busy, but the 15 minutes pays off. If you do it for a while, you will notice because you have more energy, and there is a balance there because you have a moment where you do something that's for you.
Definitely. And just 15 minutes. I love that because that's time manageable.
It is, yes, even if you do it just before going to bed.
Yep. That is the key. And I mean, yoga, just meditation, just journaling even. Just
Uh,
writing.
Yeah, and it can be different for everybody. So for me, it's those things. And on top of it, I'm also a facilitator for heart coherence breathing. And I still do that every single day because it really calms me down and I love doing it. But for somebody else, it might be listening to their favorite music. It might be having a walk in nature. So find out what fits your needs. It's not one size fits all. If you don't
Mine's
like,
dancing. Mine's dancing.
well, yes, dancing. It's so liberating.
Yes.
Yes, it is. You feel revived afterwards.
Yeah. And it keeps us young. And that's what people need to realize. That is things that keep you young and have fun doing it.
Yes. Yeah, and after all, life doesn't have to be a struggle every day where we have like somebody who's chasing us with a whip. That we have to do the things we need to do. Make fun along the way. We only have one life.
Definitely. All right, talking about fun, knowing
Yeah.
what you know now and what you've learned, what would you go back and tell that fun 18-year-old self?
I would definitely tell her to have more fun. Definitely, because I was brought up like in a way where, you really had to do something always and you had to work hard, etc. So first of all, I would say let them. Don't bother so much about what other people feel or think you should do. Just go with what you feel you should do and have fun along the way and don't take life that seriously.
So, what is one key strategy that has helped you advance in your business?
Um, well, it's definitely perseverance. Don't give up too easily as an entrepreneur because there may be failures, but do you give up or do you continue? So,
So, yeah, I love that. Perseverance is key to everything. Let's also talk, if you don't mind, tools. What is
yeah.
a tool that could bring somebody confidence right now in today's age?
Well, right now, I would say observe those inner voices. So, what I always say to clients, observe your inner voices for a couple of days and write down on a post it note what those inner voices are telling you. And then put it on a sheet and observe it. And you will be shocked to see what you're telling to yourself the whole day. But I also ask them to listen to the voices that are sages, that try to encourage you. Then look at what you're phrasing. What are you telling yourself? Because usually it's a limited belief. For example, I'm not good enough. And then I use the technique from Byron Katie with the 4 questions. Is it true? If they say yes, then you can say, can you know 100% sure it's true? And I can tell you there's nothing 100% sure because it's all in our limited beliefs and you don't know for the whole world whether it's true. What has it cost you so far? And would you be without that fault? And here's where Byron Katie stops, but I go further and I say, how would it feel if you would rephrase that into something different? For example, I am more than good enough. And what do you feel in your body? Because I want people to have the connection between the mind and the body, because that's what we have lost along the way. We are walking, talking heads, and we really should integrate our body and our mind again. And that's what keeps us sane. And that's what keeps us also grounded. Because if we take confidence only from the head, it's really difficult, really easy to wobble. Because then it's something that we sort of think about constantly or we believe. But when it's rooted in the body into much more like self-love and a deep inner confidence, it's totally different. Because if then something doesn't go that well, you will not be straight away, off the wagon. You will not fall off the wagon. You will maybe, go a little bit like that and then come back to your confident self again.
That is true. And because that has happened to me and multitude of other people, because we have to come back to the center of it.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you another question. So with so many tools coming out like AI and other tools and everything, do you think there might be a struggle with some of us adapting to that?
100%. Yes. I think there are, like with everything new on the market, there will be the early adopters and there will be the late laggers, so to say. And there will be people who say, okay, I definitely don't want to know anything about that. But let's be honest. AI, for example, is here. It's here to stay. And it's either go for it or be eaten. So I would say go for it. Find out what it is. And people might have fear for it. But face it, give it a try. Because if you have a fear for it, the fear will only become bigger the more it's used. And the obstacle for you to start working with it will also become bigger.
And that is true. I find that some people are so scared. Like you said, they're gonna be eaten by it.
Yes,
You have to adapt it. It's gonna make your life easier if used correctly, and
yes.
go back and edit what it says. Don't take it by heart.
No, co-create together. And I use it as well. And, honestly, I first of all, I try to use it in a very respectful way. So I really see it as a kind of a human being, with respect. So like, good morning, not treated like a slave, because I still think, it's a learning system. So what we put into it is also what we get out of it. So if we're being very harsh to it, like, okay, let's be nice, let's be gentle to it. And then really start co-creating because there's some knowledge in there. Oh, that's incredible. They are also wrong sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
some, especially if we talk about facts, double check, or if they make text for you, yes. But still, it saves me a lot of time.
It does. So, yeah, I triple check it for the simple reason you just never know what it comes up with. But I also know how much time it saves me, especially building a business. Because I love how it comes back and says, would you like me to do this? And I
Yes,
always, just like you, I'm like, I would love you to do blah, 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 please. That would be amazing.
yeah. And talking about confidence, actually, AI can be very encouraging. Did you ever try, like if you doubt yourself about something, ask AI and it will be very gentle to you. It will say, like, oh, but I understand you completely and it's normal or whatever. Okay, thank you.
I've gone in there and said, as a friend, do you think I'm totally wackadoodle doing da 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 da?
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
So that is really fun. And I mean, I love numerology actually because I believe your birthday, God destined it, and it is your main, that's who you are. Okay. And
yeah,
your name, he destined that as well. And so I love it. And I look at it and say, based on this personality from a numerology point of view, would you think blah, 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 blah? And it'll come back, tell me no, or yeah, or whatever. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's just a conversation you wouldn't have with the ordinary person because most people would be like, "You're wackadoodled." I know I'm wackadoodled. Thank you.
yes, yes. But what it does lack of is the things that we should be confident in. That's our true human skills, like our empathy. So I think also moving forward as entrepreneurs, it's inevitable that AI is going to be a bigger part of our life and probably even more technology. But therefore, we should improve and empower even our things, our skills that make us human,
Mhm.
like the heart, like coming together, having these conversations together, etc., and having a heartfelt conversation, because that's what's going to win in the end. The difference between AI and us.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, now we've gone on the AI track and done all of that.
Sorry.
So now that we're in the future, tell us about any future plans that you have or goals that you can see down the future that we need to keep an eye out for.
Yes, well, I am currently working more in the Netherlands and a little bit in Europe, but I definitely want to have trainings, workshops, and keynotes all over the world because my mission is for other women to have a shortcut, not to have the long journey I had to become the person I am currently, but with the knowledge and my journey and the techniques they can be the same like maybe at 25 or 30. I would love that.
I know, give them a shortcut. I say the same thing. I think that's it. Learn from us.
Yes, yes. Let it be a sisterhood.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So,
Wisdom.
if you had a superpower for just 24 hours, one day, what would it be?
It would be that everybody opens their heart, start loving, because that would mean there would not be a war, there would not be criminality, there wouldn't be nothing. So just open the heart and love.
Oh, so amazing. All right. With that one, what's one fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
I wanted to be a surgeon when I was younger. So my sister, she worked in a hospital as an assistant for the operating room. And one day she said, "Why don't you join me and see what it is about?" Well, I can tell you that they had more work on me than they had on the patient because I fainted every single time. I can't see blood. So that's my fun fact.
I faint at the sight of a needle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
And my mother was a nurse. So it's like total different. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So even, the people who were there, they said, well, sometimes we have people of which we say, okay, maybe you can learn, you get, yeah, it will resolve, but not with you.
No.
End of that career path. And I'm happy. I'm so happy about it.
Oh yeah. Could you have pictured that? That would be stressful.
Yes, 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 definitely. Respect for everybody else who's doing that work.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Praise him 100% and thank God gave that gift to them.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Favorite book or books?
Yes. Well, first of all, my own book, of course.
Yeah.
Mind Your Confidence, Mind Your Business. And the book, what really did it for me was the energy codes from Dr. Sue Morter.
Okay.
It's the methodology, how to look at life, how to look at the world from a helicopter perspective. And like I already said earlier in the conversation, I like being a drone, so it was very appealing to me. And it was actually the first thing in personal development where I thought, okay, I can keep on studying about this book. And I also did a lot of courses with Dr. Sue Morter afterwards because I think that a lot of personal development only touches upon one element of life. And this book was for me the first one that said, "Oh, this is what how it's meant to be. This is everything."
I love that. I can't wait to read the book.
Yes,
Also, you have an ebook available online. Can you tell us
yes,
about that one?
yes. So for the people who are listening now, they can buy my ebook for €1. It's a little bit difficult to give you the name, but it's D948 hyphen Karina Karina .system /44E2E 358. I'm sorry, I know you will share the link later on because I guess it's difficult for the people who
Yeah.
are listening now to change that. But
We'll
they
have it in the notes for them. We'll have it in the
thank you so
notes for them
much.
to grab. That is so amazing. And €1 is like a buck in the States, right? $1.
$1. Yes, it's the ebook. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. And the name of the ebook?
It's called Mind Your Confidence, Mind Your Business, the 7-step gateway to happiness and success.
So it's the same book. Awesome. I didn't know if it was a different book. That's
No,
awesome.
the same book. Yes.
That's awesome. All right. Do you have a favorite song or songs?
Yes, there are two songs. First of all, Happy by Pharrell Williams. I really love it.
Love
Yeah,
that song.
yeah. It just makes you, instantly happy. Yes, and if you dance, it's lovely. And the other one, I'm not sure if you know about it in America. I do know he was famous in America. It's Dr. Props, and it's called Waves. Wave
Wow.
after wave. I love that song. Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait
Mr.
to
Props.
listen to it.
Mr. Props, by the way. I said Dr. Props, but it's Mr. Props. Wave
Mr.
after wave. Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to put it into our song list. That's going to be amazing. And what about a quote or quotes?
Yes. One of the quotes is, "This too shall pass."
Oh, oh my God. Thank you.
Sometimes we're in the middle, and even, I've been through a lot in my life. But having, accumulated a lot of experience in life, even when I'm in my deepest sorrow, I know that one day I will smile again. One day I'll be happy again.
I love this too shall pass. It's one of my favorites. I'm like, okay, this is a season. It's going to go away. It's
Yes.
just like our summer, winter, fall, spring. It's going to change.
Yeah,
Something's going to
definitely.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a season. It's a test. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah.
All right. How do you stay motivated?
Well, I love what I do. So for me, seeing a company thrive, seeing, having a beautiful conversation like with you today, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And that motivates me. And I try to feed myself with those kind of things every single day, even if it's just for a small bit.
That is so true. I love doing this. I love finding out about you guys. I love promoting you. It's just so much fun. I love the
Yeah.
connection. And it doesn't feel like I'm working. It feels
No.
like I'm
No.
just having fun.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So, is there what is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
They can go to my website. So that's www.happibuzz, which is HAPPIBUZZ.com. Or just look up my name, Karina Klaassen, at LinkedIn or at Instagram. There it's real Karina Klaassen, because somebody tried to hack my account a while ago. So they can connect through those.
That is cool. All right. What would you like to leave our audience with? Is there anything we haven't talked about that you'd love to share?
Yes, we so often give our power away, and we look for a solution for everything, for confidence, for salvation outside of us. But the answer is inside. So don't give your power away. Look inside.
And that fits right along with the index cards, writing down what our brain is saying, what we're saying to ourselves,
Yeah,
that goes fits right into that. That is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, definitely.
Yep. All right, Karina. Oh my God, you're amazing. I loved having you here. You're so fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angel, for this beautiful conversation.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.